since the last video about my protocol, it has changed a lot because it's been like a month or something, and I put in a lot of things into my protocol. Some of them I put back in that I already used, and some of them are new things. And today I'll be adding some of the peptides that just got delivered, and a few things I'm waiting from India if they last time they got seized, but we will see if they can be delivered this time. So let's start right from the beginning. Testosterone, I increase the dose to 440 milligrams a week. I might even decrease this when I'm cutting to like just not waste the testosterone, because when I'm cutting a lot and I'm on Tren already, I won't be losing muscle, but I won't be building any muscle anyway. So I might even decrease the testosterone because it might be a waste to use this much testosterone when cutting. But we will see. We will see about that. The Tren, I added back in the Tren 100 milligrams a week, so that's like about 15 milligrams a day. And this is like the best thing you can use while cutting. You can even cut extremely, almost eat nothing, and still won't lose any muscle, and you will keep all the strength, etc., and you will look incredible. So it's the best thing for cutting in general. The next thing, finasteride, exemestane, same things as before. So I added in the telmisartan. Why? Because I was noticing that I was holding more water from the sodium, because in my diet, I wanted to eat more sodium, just like I like salty foods in general. And I didn't want to remove the salty foods because I just like eating salty foods. So I was like, what's easier? Is it easier to remove all the salty foods? Because I was not keeping up with the potassium. I was always telling you in my previous videos that you need to keep your potassium a lot higher than your sodium, which is true. But it's honestly pretty hard to do in practice, like in reality, because a lot of things do have potassium, but you would need to be drinking a ton of like milk or coconut water to keep up with high sodium intake. Because I'm eating steaks every day that are really salty. I'm eating a lot of food that has a lot of salt. So it was really hard to keep up, and I was noticing that I'm more bloated, that I have more water retention from the salt. So I was like, whatever, I will just add the telmisartan at 40 milligrams a day, because at this dose, telmisartan blocks angiotensin receptors by about 80%, and it lowers aldosterone. That means I'm not holding any sodium anymore. I'm not holding any extra water under my skin, which is amazing. That's really healthy for the kidneys as well. Also, it's blocking the angiotensin receptors in the heart, and that's preventing any heart growth that could be possible when I'm using 440 testosterone, 100 Tren. Like at those doses, it is slightly possible that the heart would be growing slightly from activating those receptors, and telmisartan is blocking and preventing that, which is great. It's also really protective for the kidneys, etc. So it has like a lot of benefits in this protocol to use. The next thing here is memantine. So I actually increased this to 5 milligrams a day. I started at 2.5. So memantine is an NMDA receptor blocker. So it blocks the NMDA receptor in the brain, and that means that my brain can no longer get fried by the glutamate and calcium from the Tren. So Tren can increase like the glutamate and the calcium channel signaling in the brain, and that can like slowly fry the brain. Like when people say that Tren is neurotoxic, that's one of the mechanisms. And memantine blocks that. Memantine is an uncompetitive NMDA receptor blocker because it lets the signals pass that are like normal and usual, so your brain still functions the same, but it blocks like the extra calcium influx from the Tren. So that's pretty amazing. The next thing here is clonidine, 0.75 milligrams a day. I would be removing this when I get the sleeping things from India, but since that thing, like the order from India that I made before got seized, I had to order this to like at least do something about like saving my sleep on Tren, because Tren increases a lot of things that can like fuck with your sleep. Like it increases adrenaline, it increases orexin, which is the wakefulness thing. It can also like increase like histamine or whatever. Like it can increase a lot of things, but especially at the adrenaline. And clonidine blocks adrenaline. And when you take clonidine before sleep, it's amazing. Like you just feel sleepy, and it's perfect for that. Like I guess it can get like it gets prescribed to people for high blood pressure for some reason. I'm not sure why, because the telmisartan would be a much cleaner mechanism of lowering blood pressure if you wanted that. Because if you took clonidine for blood pressure twice a day, as it's like usually prescribed, you would feel tired all the time. So I'm not sure why would someone use that like for that. But for sleep, it makes a lot of sense, because blocking adrenaline will make you sleep so much better. Because if you have adrenaline for any reason, like is it from steroids or is it from like trauma or something, like I don't know. If you just don't sleep well because you have a lot of adrenaline, you can just take clonidine to block the adrenaline. And then when you wake up, the clonidine clears out pretty fast, like 8 to 12 hours. So when you wake up, usually you won't really be feeling any of its effects anymore. The ezetimibe, 10 milligrams a day, same as before. Some of these things I haven't really changed. NAC, I increased from 1200 to 1600 milligrams a day, the antioxidant. Some of these things haven't really changed. Let's see. Oh yeah, I added astragalus root extract. That's a herb supplement that is amazing for the kidneys. So I added that because I didn't have anything for the kidneys in my protocol, and I was like, kidneys are really important, so I might as well add something to keep my kidneys in check. This is an amazing supplement for that. Let's see if I changed anything else. I increased pregnenolone from 10 to 30 milligrams a day because Tren can suppress the neurosteroids, because Tren can activate the progesterone receptor in the brain, which can shut down the production of some of the neurosteroids of pregnenolone. And also pregnenolone converts into allopregnenolone, which is a really important neurosteroid that makes you calm and that helps you like sleep better and stuff. So you can just be taking the pregnenolone as a supplement to increase the pregnenolone and allopregnenolone levels in your brain to be more calm, chilled out. So it's an amazing thing to take. Like you can take this in general. Like usually I think who this should take is like women in menopause, because their estrogen drops, their hormones drop, their neurosteroids crash, so they feel like shit. So if they take these things, they will feel better. Like they can take the DHEA, they can take pregnenolone, and they would feel a lot better. The next thing, melatonin. So does this really do much for my sleep? Not really, but because melatonin doesn't actually like improve your sleep quality or anything, it just like makes your body think that's the time to sleep. It like helps with the sleep onset, because your body would release melatonin when it usually sleeps. So you can just take this at any time and your body will think like you need to sleep at that time, which is great. But why I'm taking this, because melatonin is one of the strongest antioxidants in the brain. So one of the neurotoxicity paths of Tren is increasing the oxidative stress in the brain, and taking melatonin will like drastically lower this, because melatonin is one of the strongest antioxidants in the brain. Because melatonin, not only it's an antioxidant in its form, but also when it starts converting into other forms, it's still a different antioxidant. So it's like it starts getting broken down into like its different forms, and it's still an antioxidant. So it like has multiple pathways of how it works as an antioxidant, and it hunts the reactive oxygen species. So it's like one of the best antioxidants for your brain that you can take. Some people could feel tired on this dose, because our brain usually like produces maybe 0.3 or 0.5 milligrams a day. So if you take 3 milligrams, that's almost 10 times the amount that you would have naturally. And I'm even thinking to experiment. I bought melatonin gummies that have 30 milligrams of melatonin per gummy. I'm going to be trying that out. That's really becoming popular nowadays, because people found out how strong of an antioxidant melatonin is, how healthy it is. So people are trying to take as much as possible before starting to feel sleepy the next day. So this completely depends on your genetics, because some people, even 1 milligram the next day, they are fully like sleepy and tired. But some people can take 100 milligrams and the next day they feel completely fine. So it depends on your genetics. You should be experimenting and see which level of melatonin makes the most sense for you to take, because it's an amazing thing to take, because you will take more than your body will have naturally, and it's a strong antioxidant in the brain. L-theanine should help with sleep. Lithium orotate, an amazing addition for my Tren brain protection stack, because I forgot the exact mechanism, but it helps with something in the brain regarding like not getting fried by the Tren. The next thing here, yeah, so these are some of the things I haven't added yet. So the melatonin megadose, I want to try this out, but I probably think I will be sleeping the next day, but we will see about that. I will be experimenting. Yohimbine, I will be taking this pre-cardio. I explained this in the previous video. Yohimbine, it basically unlocks the fat cells to be used as energy, and it's also like a stimulant when you are training. It can like increase the adrenaline while you are training, which is amazing. You will just have more energy and endurance when training, so that's great for cardio. And it doesn't last long. So unlike some things like caffeine that like last a while then have a crash, like stimulatory, this is not like that. Like this lasts like an hour, exactly how much you need to do cardio, and after that like just you don't really feel it anymore. So it's literally perfect for cardio. Like you take it, it gives you like some extra boost for an hour, and it burns more fat, and then just like it clears out. The cardarine, I've been taking that before. Did I already add that? Maybe. Glycine, I will be adding that. Glycine is also useful before sleep. It's the same thing in magnesium glycinate. Magnesium glycinate is just magnesium plus glycine. So I will be adding glycine as well. It's a great amino acid. Zinc picolinate. So I'm adding this because I will be taking GHKCU. GHKCU is a copper peptide that we already have naturally in small amounts. But injecting GHKCU is amazing for like collagen synthesis, for your skin, for your hair, for a bunch of things. But when you inject GHKCU, it's also a really bioavailable form of copper. So you want to take zinc as a supplement to avoid having too much copper to zinc in your body, because it's like a ratio that you should keep. So I will be taking the zinc as well to keep the ratio between them fine, because I haven't been taking zinc before, but when I take the copper, then I need the zinc to balance it out. So that's the thought behind that. Reta, I will be starting at a milligram a week, probably going to be increasing to 2 milligrams as soon as the 1 milligram is not really hitting anymore, because in the beginning it hits really hard, it hits like a truck. Like the first few days you can't eat anything, but then after some time like your body starts adjusting a little bit as you are losing fat as well, so your hunger signal is going up. Then I could be increasing the dose to like 2 or 4 or whatever, because I I have 200 milligrams of Reta, so I can be using as much as I want. I will not run out of it finally, because last times when I was using Reta I was only having like 10 milligram vials. Now I have 200, so I'm fine with the Reta now finally. Injectable glutathione. So this is one of the best things and the most underrated things on this whole list, because this is something that you can take as a natural person as well. Glutathione is the strongest antioxidant that we have in our body. I always mention it in almost every video, because it's so important. If you had enough glutathione, if you were like supplementing NAC, so you have more glutathione production, and if you were also injecting glutathione, holy shit, like it has so many benefits, like you're not even aware. Maybe you wouldn't notice much if you are like really young, like my age, and you are like natural, you probably wouldn't be noticing much. But people say it's so strong that you can like inject it the night before, like getting drunk, and the next day you won't be hangover. How strong it is. Like I'm not even kidding. Like obviously I won't be trying this because I don't drink, but if you are someone who drinks, you can try this out. Like people say that it's so strong as an antioxidant that you can inject it the day before getting drunk. Not the day before, like just before going out, and then the next day you will wake up without being hangover. Like, it's that strong. It's insane. It's insane. Like, just imagine if that's what our body produces as its main antioxidant. Imagine what happens when you inject more of it. So it's like, it's insane. And I will be taking this because Tren can increase oxidative stress, and that's one of the reasons people look older when they take steroids, because oxidative stress can age you. It can age your skin. It can like make your hair fall out. So it's important to take the antioxidants as like the supplements that I'm taking that are antioxidants, like NAC, astaxanthin, stuff like that, vitamin C, vitamin E. I will be also adding vitamin E probably. So some of those, but they can't even compare to injectable glutathione. Like, glutathione is like for number one, and then 5 empty spots below that, and then all of the other antioxidants. So I will be injecting probably like 300 milligrams like twice or 3 times a week, and that's the best thing that you can do against like the oxidative stress damage that would age you quicker, that would age your brain, that would age your skin, stuff like that. So that's the best thing you can do. The next thing here, MOTS-C, 1 to 2 milligrams pre-cardio. So this is something that our body also naturally produces. Like, most of the peptides, people are so scared of peptides because they don't know what it is, but peptides are usually like naturally found in your body already. Like, they are just amino acids that already exist in your body. Like, testosterone already exists in your body. But these peptides, unlike testosterone, when you inject it, your body stops producing it. But when you inject these peptides, your body doesn't stop producing. Like, I'm not going to stop producing glutathione because I injected. That's not how it works. So some of these things like MOTS-C, GHK-CU, they already exist in your body, but you just inject more than you actually usually have. Like MOTS-C, I think your body produces it naturally when you work out, but when you inject more and then you do cardio, you will have even more energy. You are making your fat cells think like, oh, like he's exercising really hard, and like it's helping the fat cells get released. It's making your mitochondria more efficient, giving you more energy. So it's an amazing peptide to take. I will see if I feel anything from it, because some of the peptides, because they are really like that natural, you don't really feel that much because you already have them in your body, stuff like that. So probably the only peptide that you really feel like hit you is Reta or Ozempic or tirzepatide. Like, those things you really feel, because like the next day you can't eat anything. Like, you really feel that. But the other peptides you don't really feel that much. GHK-CU, the copper peptide I already explained, so I will be taking that to have even better skin. Even though my skin is already like pretty good, I don't have really like any acne or any bullshit like that. Now we have to go into these things. So I already ordered some of these things. So the Tastride I'm probably gonna delete. I don't think I will be doing that. Trazodone, I ordered this from India. Let's see if it doesn't get seized this time. Trazodone is the best thing I ever used for sleep. I used that before, and Trazodone blocks adrenaline, it blocks histamine, and it blocks some sort of serotonin, and it's perfect for sleep. It like makes you sleep like a baby. It's amazing. Lamborexant, it blocks orexin 1 and 2, and that's also amazing on Tren, especially because Tren increases orexin, which is the wakefulness hormone, and that's good when you're awake, because I feel wide awake. I never feel tired, but it's not good when you want to sleep, because then you just can't really sleep. You don't feel tired at all. So these two are going to be like the main things, like the heavy hitters for sleep that I want to, like, I already tried. Trazodone is great, but I want to try the Lamborexant. Because the Lamborexant, some people could argue that sometimes it makes you tired the next day a little bit, because the half-life is really long, like 17 hours or something. So I want to see about that. I will be taking a small dose. 5 milligrams is a small dose. So we will see about that. Cabergoline, I will be trying this out. Probably I ordered only a little bit. I ordered only like 4 pills. So I want to try the cabergoline out for lowering prolactin. My prolactin right now is probably fine, because I'm taking P5P to already lower it. It's probably fine. But I want to experiment with cabergoline, because when you crash the prolactin with cabergoline, what that can allow you is to fuck multiple rounds without stopping. Like, you could have sex like multiple rounds without having a pause in between, because prolactin is what makes you like need to wait between rounds. That's what prolactin makes you do. And prolactin is not useful for anything in the body. Like, that's one of the rare hormones. Like, it's like a stress hormone. So lowering prolactin drastically doesn't have any negative side effect. The only negative side effect is like, the way to lower prolactin is to activate the dopamine receptors. So cabergoline activates the dopamine receptors, D2 receptors. So if you were like going too hard on that, like activating them for very long with high doses, that can kind of like burn them out in a way. Like, that's similar how like weed can increase prolactin, like smoking weed. That can increase prolactin because you basically burn out the dopamine receptors, and then your dopamine is low, and then prolactin is high. So that's how some people get gyno from weed. Like, they actually get gyno from smoking weed, because it can like burn out your dopamine receptors from too much dopamine, then you don't have dopamine, and then you get high prolactin. But for this drug, like for this drug specifically, cabergoline, you don't have any crash after it, because it like lasts a pretty long time. When you take it, I think it activates the receptors for like 1 or 2 weeks, and then like it slowly goes away. So it doesn't really have any kind of like rebound, but it can have like some side effects. Like, even people are arguing like if you use it for a long time, it could even have some side effects for like the heart or something, because like it's really strong for like agonizing the dopamine receptors. So I won't be like really using it forever or whatever. I just want to try it out, because nothing is going to happen if I just try it out. And honestly, it would feel insane. Like, imagine if I can just fuck 3 rounds like without stopping, like in a row. So I want to try that out for that reason. But is my prolactin high? No, it's probably fine. But if your prolactin is high, which this is really interesting, so before I move on to the next thing on the list, I have seen blood work of at least 5 people in the last few months, and every single person had high prolactin. So we need to like we need to see what's going on. Like, is it because we are getting poisoned by all of these chemicals, like the microplastics and all of this bullshit and atrazine and all of these chemicals in the water? Are we getting that poison that everyone has high prolactin? But if you think that like, oh, whatever, everyone has high prolactin, whatever, that could be one of the reasons everyone has low testosterone, because high prolactin directly shuts down the LH and FSH signal in your brain, like for the balls to produce testosterone. Like high prolactin directly lowers your testosterone. So we need to take this seriously. So if you're not sure, you should go measure your prolactin. Because last 5 people that I saw their blood work, out of which my blood work when I was natural, prolactin was high. And I'm not fat. I'm like really looking good and like I'm training, eating good at the time, like whatever. Like as someone that is really fit and has high prolactin that lowers testosterone, and then I see another person who is really fit and muscular and eating clean and has high prolactin, then I see another person, like whoever blood work, like I saw 4 or 5 blood works, everyone had high prolactin. So if you want to fix that like immediately, you can just take the cabergoline, but it does have like some potential pretty bad side effects about like the heart or whatever. So we will see regarding that, but I just mentioned this because maybe you should go check your prolactin if you are not fully sure, because it's a pretty shitty hormone to have high. High prolactin will lower your testosterone, it will lower your libido, it will lower your motivation, because high prolactin means low dopamine basically. And I think everyone has low dopamine now because like we are burning it out with like the reels, the TikTok, the video games and all that bullshit. It's burning out our dopamine, and then when the dopamine is low, the prolactin will be high. So that's pretty rough and something that needs to be addressed with a lot of people. But yeah, let's move on to the next thing. Modafinil, I will be trying this out for like deep work sessions, because modafinil is what a lot of entrepreneurs and business people use when they want to like do some serious work. Because modafinil is like, unlike caffeine, unlike Adderall and all of these stimulants, it doesn't have like a crash. It's not really like gonna make you like crazy locked in, no, but it's gonna make you like feel wide awake and be able to focus really easily with no brain fog. So I wanna try that out, why not? And like I can give it to my girlfriend when she has an exam or something. So I wanna try that out. I ordered that from India too. Clen, I mentioned this in the previous video, like I might be doing it, I might not be doing it, we will see. And Nebivolol, if I do Clen, I will do Nebivolol with it to not get a heart rate spike from the Clen. RU58841, I might be doing this for my hair, I will see. So far, don't have any hair loss as far as I can see, so I'm pretty fine so far, but we will see. Maybe I will be adding it to prevent any hair loss from the Tren. My beard is so cooked, I need to go to the barber soon. Some of these things, yeah, I discontinued some of those things. Did I order anything else from India? I don't think so. I think this is everything I ordered. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Everything, the whole update for the superhuman protocols. What are some of the other things I might consider in future? Like, I might be considering some peptides like the BPC-157 and like the whole glow stack or close stack. I might be considering those things. I might be considering like to try the NAD plus or whatever. We will see. But this is it's pretty big. Like the current protocol is pretty big, because now I'm adding a bunch of these things that I put here as adding soon. I'm adding a lot of them. Let's see, what am I adding? I'm adding like this. Yeah, holy shit. I'm adding at least like 5 of these right now. Yeah, I can be adding these too. Yeah. Okay, that looks pretty good. So huge protocol. But the transformation should be insane. Let's see the current physique update. So the muscle mass is pretty good, but like there is not that much definition. I'm probably like 17% body fat. Like I still kind of have a 6-pack, but not really. Like the muscles are looking pretty full, but I need to lose fat to get like crazy definition and the crazy V taper and stuff like that. So yeah, we will see the situation with that. I will be updating you on the whole fat loss thing that I recorded in the previous video. But yeah, this was the protocol update. I will make a few more videos right now, probably about the gyno surgery or something like that.